Hi, this is Paul Thomas, Senior Editor of Pharmaceutical Manufacturing at AAPS 2010. Talking today with Deanna Williamson, and Deanna is with Metrics Inc. Deanna, thanks for being with us today. Really appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
Now, Deanna, you presented a paper here, a poster here at AAPS regarding benzophenone, which is a component of varnish, actually getting into pill bottles. Can you explain a little bit about how this came about?
It was actually a component of the label varnish that migrated through the bottle that we detected on stability. This component was actually 4-methylbenzophenone, and there is not a lot of specific toxicological data on 4-methylbenzophenone. However, during the course of this study, we had found that there was some information from Europe that we were able to apply to our problem. While we had a stability product that was stored for 3 months in the commercial packaging configuration, we detected a peak that was approaching the specification limit, and from there we took it into an investigative phase where we verified the presence of that compound, its level, and then we moved on to identify exactly what we were dealing with at that point.
Now, to be clear, from the start you knew that these were levels that were not necessarily any that would approach being harmful to the consumer, and yet it was significant that you found something. So how did you proceed from there? You knew that you had something that was appearing from the label varnish. What next? What did you tell the client?
Well, initially we were not sure that it came from the label varnish, and we were not sure that it was not harmful to the patient. So we alerted the client immediately, and we worked towards determining what that peak exactly was. During the investigative process, the client was involved in all steps of the investigation, and they were apprised of the identity of this and where it had migrated from to make the determination of what steps we were going to take to go forward with that product and the commercial packaging that we had.
And what steps have you taken then from this?
We moved from a photo UV initiated label varnish to a heat cured varnish that does not contain the benzophenones that are highly volatile and readily permeated our bottle, which is a standard HDPE bottle that is used in industry.
So what might be the takeaway from this in terms of HDPE bottles or other bottles that are used in industry and things that you might have to be looking out for in general?
Well, you always have to remember that there really is not any true barrier to small volatile molecules that can migrate through surfaces that we consider a hard surface. We need to be aware of what is in the varnishes that are being used, and the label inks and the colors and the dyes on the labels, and their possible detection in our products and our possible use unintentionally by the patient.
Great. Well, very interesting story and interesting poster that you presented. I appreciate it. Deanna, thanks for being with us.
Thanks for having me.